You take your first breath of light near the surface of the ocean, and you have no idea how lucky you are. You're a small silver fish in the very top layer of the sea where the sun still reaches. This is the only part of the ocean anyone ever really talks about, the warm, bright, crowded, living part. It is also the thinnest. Below you, the water keeps falling for nearly 11 kilometers. We're going to sink all the way to the bottom of the world, one body at a time. And the whole way down, the ocean is going to try to convince you that nothing could possibly be living this deep. Level 1. The sunlight zone. You live in the top 200 meters, the only slice of the entire ocean the sun can reach. Almost everything you've ever heard of is up here with you. The tuna, the sharks, the whales, the coral, the light. It feels like the whole ocean. It is barely the skin of it. You see, this bright, busy layer is less than 5% of the space that life can actually live in down here. Death. You get taken from below by shapes you never see coming, and from above by birds that hit the water like spears. Enjoy the sun, it's the last of it you are ever going to get. Level 2. The twilight zone. You sink, and the blue drains out of the water above you, one color at a time. By 1,000 meters down, the sun is gone completely, the last daylight you will ever see. You're a lanternfish now, and you make your own light, in little glowing rows along your body. Every night you rise to feed and sink back before dawn, part of the largest migration of animals on the entire planet. You see, down here light isn't for seeing, it's for lying, to hide your shadow, to lure a meal, to disappear. Death. Something below you lights up like company, and by the time you're close enough to realize it isn't, you're already inside it. Level 3. The midnight zone. Now there is no light at all, not dim, none, forever. It is 4 degrees above freezing, and the water is pressing on you with the weight of a small truck on every square inch of your body. You're an anglerfish, hanging in the black, dangling one glowing bulb in front of a mouth full of glass teeth. You don't chase your food down here. Food is far too rare to chase. You wait in the dark, and you cheat. You see, everything at this depth is either bait or teeth or both, and most things are pretending to be the first while they are the second. Death. Something does come down here on purpose to hunt, a sperm whale, the deepest diving hunter alive, that swallows things like you whole. Level 4. The abyss. Colder now, barely above freezing, and the pressure could crush a steel submarine like an empty can. Below you lies a flat grey plain of mud that has not changed in millions of years, stretching further than any desert on land. You're a small pale octopus, flapping 2 ear-like fins, one of the only soft things gentle enough to survive down here. There is almost nothing to eat, so you live on marine snow, a slow, endless drizzle of dead things sinking from the world far above. You see, this is the part of the ocean people picture when they picture the deep, and we are not even halfway down. Death. Mostly nothing attacks you here. You simply run out of food, of warmth, of time in the cold and the dark alone. Level 5. The hadal zone. The flat plain cracks open beneath you and you fall off the edge of it into a trench. This is deeper than almost anything living has any right to go, and somehow you are still here. You're a snailfish, small, pink, scaleless, so see-through that you can watch your own heartbeat through your skin. The pressure here would flatten a human in an instant, so you flood your entire body with a chemical that holds your proteins up from the inside. You see, you didn't beat the pressure, you just stopped fighting it and let it soak all the way through you. Death. Nothing needs to hunt you this deep. One wrong drift, a moment too far down, and the ocean itself finishes the job for free. Level 6. The Challenger Deep. This is it, the deepest point on the entire planet. The floor of the Mariana Trench, nearly 11 kilometers down. The ocean above you is now pressing down with 8 tons on every single square inch of your body. That is over 1,000 times the weight of the sky you were born under. More people have walked on the surface of the moon than have ever come down to where you are now standing. You're a pale, shrimp-like scavenger the size of a hand, swarming across the last floor there is. You see, you didn't outfight anything to get here. You outlived every predator by going somewhere none of them can follow. Death. There is nothing left down here to kill you, which is exactly why the ocean saved the worst part for the way back up. Level 7. The vents. Here, at the crushing, freezing, pitch-black bottom, you find the last thing the whole descent told you not to expect. A city. Cracks in the seafloor pour out water hot enough to melt lead, and around them life is packed shoulder to shoulder. Towers of giant worms, fields of pale clams, crowds of it in the dark. You're a tube worm now, taller than a person, and you have no mouth and no stomach at all. You see, inside you live billions of bacteria that eat the raw chemicals venting straight out of the planet and feed you in return. Not one thing here needs the sun. Down here, life runs on the Earth's own heat, very likely the exact way it first began, 4 billion years ago. Death. Your entire world can go dark in a day if the vent beneath you seals shut, but while it burns, nowhere on Earth is more alive. Level 8, the truth. You spent this whole descent being told the same thing, over and over, by the cold and the black and the pressure, that you were sinking toward the edge of the living world, toward the dead bottom, where life finally gives up. Here is what the descent never told you. The deep, dark, crushing ocean you just fell through is the largest place life has ever lived, anywhere. More than 60% of the whole planet is water deeper than a mile. Most of it black, most of it cold, most of it never seen by a single human eye. You see, the surface you started on, the warm, bright, sunlit part, the part with the tuna and the coral and the whales, it was never really the ocean. It was the exception. A thin, fragile skin of light stretched over the top of the real world. Death. You thought you were sinking to the place where life ends. You were sinking to where almost all of it has always been.